but we're still missing. Oh,
Well, is Joe on? Joe's not on, is he?
No,
No.
she just starts it so we don't miss anything.
okay.
Right.
And Salberg is not yet.
There we go.
Chrissy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I just texted Doug. I know Jonathan's not joining. I can't remember if Doug is. Jack, are you on? I don't see Jack or Tucker. I can't see them.
I am on and my
Okay.
video is on.
I can see Jack. I do not see Mr. Kelly.
I wonder if it's, I can't see him. That's weird.
Look harder.
There we go. Give me one more minute for Mr. Brooks. For some reason, I thought he was attending. All right, let's just get started. It's 6:32. I'm calling the meeting to order. Oh, there's Mr. Brooks. Give him 1 second. Let us know when you're in, Doug.
I'm here.
Awesome.
Changed
All right.
everything.
All right, I'm calling the meeting order at 6:32 p.m. Please join me in the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
To
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with
liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in a moment of silence to remember the services and sacrifice of the armed service members who protect our nation and the first responders who protect our neighborhoods. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Councilmember Kelly,
Here.
Councilmember Quinn,
Here,
Councilmember Friedlander,
Here.
Councilmember Kritz,
Here.
Councilmember Salberg,
Here.
Councilmember Brooks,
Here.
Councilmember Noon,
Here.
Vice President Sackett, President Jackson,
Here. Please be advised that all electronic remote meetings of the Township Council held on WebEx are recorded. All members of the public will be provided with the opportunity to speak during any public hearing or open to the public sections of the meeting. The Township Clerk will unmute each member of the public and ask if they wish to speak. As per Rockaway Township Code 2-5.14, any person desiring to address the council shall first seek recognition by the presiding officer, and upon recognition by the chair, the person shall give their name and address for the record. Unless further time is granted by the council, they shall limit their statement to 5 minutes. Statements shall be addressed to council as a body and not to any member thereof. A councilman may not direct any questions to a speaker addressing the council except through the presiding officer. In addition to speaking on the record during council meetings, members of the public may submit their questions and comments to the council by emailing questions@rockawaytownship.org by the end of the open to public session. This meeting was advertised on July 19, 2021 in the Daily Record and the Star Ledger, the official newspapers for the Township of Rockaway. Notice was posted on the official bulletin boards of Rockaway Township. First matter of business is we are going to have public comment specific to ordinance O-21-25, which was adopted the last meeting. So Chrissy, can you go through? It looks like we have 3 people on the poll.
Council President. Council President.
Yes.
If you could just have the clerk stop muting me for a moment so I can ask a question. Should we read the actual ordinance that's going to be adopted for this open public portion?
No. Go ahead, Chrissy, you can open it
But
to the public.
Council President, if you just hear the rationalization of that,
Chrissy, open up to the public, please.
No comment, thank you.
Chrissy, did you go through? Who'd you go through so far?
she's muted.
Give me a moment. I'm having a technical issue.
Okay.
Patrick Egan is unmuted.
Yep, no comment. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know what's going on my end. I apologize, everybody. And I have Lily Sweet.
I don't see her anymore.
I think she dropped off.
Okay. Lily Sweet? Okay. Mr. Waters, Mr. Egan, and Ms. Sweet were the only members of the public.
Okay. Since they had no comment, we're going to move on to the open to the public section of the meeting. I'd asked you to go. Mrs. Seeger told me there are no questions so far that have come in through the email, so I'd ask you to go through the members of the public that are dialed in.
Mr. Waters?
I have no comment, thank you.
Ms. Sweet? Mr. Egan?
No comment. Thank you.
And that's it for members of the public.
Okay. Ms. Seeger, have you gotten anybody with emails?
No, I have not, Council President.
Okay. Next order of business is Resolution R 21-139. I'm going to read it. Resolution ratifying and affirming all actions taken by the Rockaway Township Council at its regular meeting of July 13th, 2021. Whereas it has come to the attention of the mayor and council that members of the public may have been denied virtual computer access via WebEx to the regular council meeting of July 13th, 21 due to technical reasons. And whereas in order to ensure compliance with the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, and to avoid the possibility of needless and expensive litigation, the council deems it prudent to ratify and affirm all actions, particularly include to, but not limited to, all votes taken on ordinances and resolutions. And whereas it is recognized that a public body may subsequently take corrective action or remedial action, which often relates back to the retroactively ratifies earlier actions. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Township Council of the Rockaway Township of Township of Rockaway that all actions taken by the council with respect to all items listed on the council agenda for its meetings on July 13th, 2021, which agenda is attached hereof and made part of hereof are hereby ratified and affirmed. I hereby certify the above to be a true copy of the resolution adopted by Township Council of the Township of Rockaway at a duly convened special meeting held on July 21st, 2021. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second,
Council President, I have a motion as well.
Go ahead, make your motion.
Council President, there's clearly that you're aware of, and so is the clerk, that there's a conflict of interest I have on even ratification of all the action that took place. One being that there was a vote that took place with regard to litigation. It was a motion that was made after closed session. And of course, under the consent agenda, under resolution R 21-132 and 133, as I had indicated at the last meeting on July 13th, that I could not vote on those items because of conflict and asked to have those items removed to the regular agenda to vote on it separately. Here we are again, you're limiting, or you're putting myself in a situation to vote or limiting my vote and or participation under the Open Public Meeting Act with this. So with that being said, I would suggest that we remove the R21-132 and R21-133 for a separate vote, as well as the motion that was made after closed session in regard to a settlement agreement. Clearly, even that, that I'm not able
So
to.
does anybody
participate.
does anybody want to second that motion?
Why wouldn't you second it?
Okay,
Because you're
clerk,
gonna
you
be
can
in a
take the
situation
roll
to vote.
call. Clerk, you can take the roll call.
Council
Seconded,
President,
Doug.
can I ask a question, please?
Absolutely. Go ahead, Mr. Brooks.
It's for council. I physically was not in attendance of the meeting. I did watch the meeting live. So am I eligible to still vote?
Yes, because the vote is not to vote specifically on the resolutions and or ordinance that were passed. It's to ratify the actions of the council on that date. There can be no vote on any individual item on the agenda that has been attached, because that's completed already. All this is a vote to ratify the actions of the council on that date. And as long as you watched the meeting and had an opportunity to observe what happened, you can vote obviously in any manner that you wish.
Council
Any
President,
other
I have a
questions?
question for legal counsel.
I'm not
I
done,
have a
Mr.
question for
Kelly.
legal counsel.
Mr. Kelly, you're
I'm
not
done, Mr.
recognized,
Kelly.
Mr. Kelly.
I
You're
have
not
a
recognized. Go ahead, Mr. Brooks.
The last one would be the closed door session stuff. So what we're going to be voting on would have nothing to do with the closed door session, right? Because I wasn't there for that.
What you're going to be voting on is the ratification of the motion of the council relative to that closed door session. Also, you can, if you feel it appropriate, abstain from voting on that portion if you haven't watched that portion of the meeting, or if you don't have any information as to what went on in the closed session.
I have a question for legal
Do you
counsel.
have any other questions, Mr. Brooks?
I
Okay.
do.
Oh, I'm good.
I
Thank
do,
you.
Council President.
Go, Mr. Kelly, stop talking for a second. Take a deep breath. I'll recognize you. I was just checking with Mr. Brooks. You're talking over everybody and it's confusing things.
I
Calm
keep
down.
talking over. I'm muted.
Calm down. Calm down. Go
Mr.
ahead. You're
Perrone,
recognized. You're recognized.
as you indicated to Mr. Brooks, he would be able to either abstain or separate that vote if he doesn't feel comfortable participating because he wasn't a part of the closed session. Why is it okay that Mr. Brooks is able to abstain or have a separate vote for that particular issue if he chooses to? However, in my situation, that's not the case. Clearly, I have a conflict on 3 of the items that you're actually ratifying tonight of action to approve what took place. I can't approve some of those action that took place due to the conflict. So I would actually vote opposite or abstain from that, but not abstain from all of the action that maybe perhaps I participated in. So why is it one set of rules for one council member that you like and another set of rules for another council member, myself, that you dislike, and purposely do this so that I can't participate in this meeting, as well as the clerk and the council president? So
You're
why can't I
participating in
have
the
a separate
meeting.
vote?
Nobody's stopping you from participating
You're
in the
interrupting me,
meeting.
Mr. President. I
You're
have the
not
floor with the
voting.
town attorney.
You're
Mr.
not
Perrone.
voting.
Mr. Jackson, you're
Mr.
not an
Jack-
attorney.
Mr. Kelly, I'm in charge of the
Please
meeting.
answer my question.
You just said I'm not allowing you to participate. You are participating. You could vote
No,
any
I'm
way
not.
you
How
choose.
can I vote? How can I
Mr.
vote,
Perrone, do you
Mr.
have anything you
Jackson?
want to say?
How can I vote, Mr. Jackson?
You're
if I'm
not
in person?
recognized any longer, Mr. Kelly.
can
You're
I
not
vote, Mr.
recognized any
Jackson?
longer. Stop talking. You're out of order.
How can I-
Mr. Perrone, do you have anything you want to say?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
Mr. Kelly's created a straw man.
Your legal counsel.
Yeah. So clerk, you could take the roll call, clerk.
Councilmember Kelly,
I object. Shooting me now. Stop muting me, Mrs. Patterson. Thank you. I cannot participate in this because it's an illegal action that's taking place. I cannot vote on certain matters because there's a conflict. Therefore, you would remove those 3 items and have it
Yes,
separately,
no, or
like
abstain,
you
Mr.
offered
Kelly.
to Mr. Brooks. It's that simple.
Yes, no, or abstain, Mr.
Are
Kelly.
you going to remove them for separate vote?
We're
Council
not voting
President,
on anything separate. If you want to vote to reaffirm and abstain from those sections, go ahead.
I would abstain from Resolution 132, 133, and the motion that took place after the closed session.
Okay,
Did you record that, Mrs. Clipperton?
I did.
Mrs. Clipperton's my secretary as well as yours. I'm asking the clerk if she recorded that. correctly.
Mr. Kelly, I'm taking notes. I'm recording it. If need be, I can refer back to the recording.
That's all. It was a simple yes
So
or no.
what's the
question,
rest,
Mrs.
what's the
Clipperton.
rest of your vote, Mr. Kelly?
On the rest of the action that took place, I would vote yes in favor of.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Ms.
Second.
Clipperton.
Councilmember Quinn,
Yes to all.
Councilmember Friedlander,
Yes to all.
Councilmember Kritz,
Yes to all with the exception of the closed door session, which I abstain.
You just set precedent. Thank you.
Councilmember Salberg,
Yes to all.
Councilmember Brooks,
Yes to the first part and abstain for the closed session.
Councilmember Noon,
Yes to all.
President Jackson,
Yes to all. So we have 5 yes votes to all items on the agenda. We have 2 yes votes to all items on the agenda with the exception of the closed session. And we have 1 yes vote to the agenda, everything on the agenda with the exception of R132, R133, and the motion after closed door session. So with that said, we have 5 yes votes. Everything is re-ratified and affirmed. That's all we have tonight. Can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Quinn, Mr. Friedlander, all in favor? Aye. Have a
Aye.
good night, everybody.